Speaking of, the presidents of China and Russia are meeting today and reaffirming their country's long-lasting partnership. The two have only grown closer since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine. And now, after hosting a multinational summit, China's gearing up for a major military parade this week, showing off its advanced warfare capabilities and its arsenal. This includes new generation tanks designed to survive drones, missiles, unmanned attacks. Joining me now is Brent Sadler, Senior Research Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. He's also a former U.S. military diplomat in Asia. Brent, good morning to you, and thanks for hopping on, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
What message, just for starters, do you think China is sending to the world by hosting this massive parade, particularly with Putin and Kim Jong Un front and center in attendance?
Absolutely. It's much like what the Soviet Union used to do with their Victory Day parades and rolling out new equipment. The audiences are, first and foremost, it's domestically to show to their own people that they are a modern and very lethal military force in the world. Second are the heads of state that have visited that are either trying to curry new favor with China, that China is someone that can provide security, can provide assurances to them, but on Chinese terms, an important underscore that. And then, of course, to the United States and our allies, that China has new weapons. Often there are new weapons that are rolled out to the parade to show that they are now being fielded. And of course, the expectation is there'll be anti-ship cruise missiles and ballistic missiles meant to threaten the U.S. Navy's ability to thwart any future war over the fate of Taiwan.
Right. And they're speaking of those weapons and how lethal they are, they're planning to unveil U.S. ship-killing missiles at this parade. How worried should America be about that?
Oh, well, don't worry about an adversary that's developing a weapon system that is specifically tailored to attack your military. And that's what China's been doing for pretty much since 1998, the third Taiwan crisis. So very clear what they're trying to do. But as far as undue worry, I wouldn't go so far as to say that we can't operate our military and to take the Chinese military on. We certainly remain a lethal and dangerous force. Otherwise, the Chinese would be marching on Taipei as we speak.
And, we keep on playing these images of Putin being there this week. Again, he's front and center. Can this be interpreted at all as moving beyond symbolism toward actualized joint capabilities, even if a formal military alliance remains off the table between China and Russia?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of symbolism in these meetings. I mean, there's also Prime Minister Modi, and given the spat over tariffs, because India continues to be the second largest purchaser of Russian oil, and that certainly complicates trying to end the war in Ukraine. I think there's a lot of symbolism. But even with Russia, I think it's important to look at what the underlying national interests that are at play. Russia needs China's money. It also needs Chinese industrial equipment and microelectronics gear in order to sustain its war effort in Ukraine. So Putin clearly needs a lot of support from China. China benefits because it certainly distracts and it wears down the rest of the potential adversaries to its designs in Asia.
Yeah, and just lastly, with China modernizing so rapidly, Russia continuing aggressive military action in Ukraine, do you see the world only continuing to move forward, with a more high-tech, drone-heavy battlefield? This has changed the game, it seems like.
No, absolutely. I mean, the war in Ukraine has really opened up a lot of people's eyes in the world, not just American military planners and defense industry types looking at what's going to be the next shaping technology on the battlefield. But it's pretty clear by the performance of these systems that when you match them with manned systems, they're very lethal. They are a reality on the battlefield. So I would say it's not a change that we can anticipate. It's a change that's already here.
Brent Sadler, as always, thank you so much for taking the time, sir. Appreciate your expertise early in the morning.
Thank you. And have a good morning.
You too.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.